AFCON is gonna AFCON. AFCON is gonna AFCON. Who is your player? The match. Hello, everybody. Can anybody hear me okay? Let me know if the signal's good or bad. You know, Niger. More. Wow. We have seen some serious AFCON in today, it must be said, guys. Serious level of AFCON in. Let me know if there's any issues with the signal. It does not look to be the strongest from where I'm at. Can you say you cannot join? Nigeria, don't do this to me. We back live. Sorry about pardon the interruption. What is going on here, man? Anyway, let's crack on. I mean, we have lift off the AFCON, guys. What do we say? If there's one thing we know, AFCON is gonna what? It's gonna AFCON. And I think today we've seen that evidence live and direct. To be honest, like, man. Why does the stream look so shit on my end? Can anyone see me? Can I just get a comment if anyone can see me? I want to make sure that Nigeria's not happening to me. But I can't even see to be sure. Niger now. Bloody hell. How about now, guys? Any better? It's better now. Okay, thank you for that. It's all good. Hallelujah. Jesus, I'm so sorry. How embarrassing. This has literally never happened to me. Give me 1 second. Oh my God. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, thanks for joining me. We're better now. We're good to go. Let's get cracking. So what do we say, guys? AFCON is going to AFCON. I mean, what tournament? Fresh off the Mohamed Salah dagger. I mean, if any Zimbabweans are watching this, I feel so bad for you guys, man. Like, that was heartbreaking, man. That was painful. Wow. To see the timing of the dagger as well. Nah, that one really hit, like, I mean, and a part of me is happy for Salah, but I wonder how the people feel. So, thoughts on the games from today. As usual, housekeeping, thanks for joining me and joining episode 2 of the live AFCON Daily Show. We're just trying to make sure that we talk about AFCON and give the competition the coverage it deserves. Sorry about the little issues with, internet over here. People know me. I don't usually have this kind of problem, but, we're dealing with some issues that, things we can't really, like, our hands are tied. Let's put it that way. If any issues happen with the views, please just let me know. Now, where do we start? I mean, what a day of AFCON. Firstly, if you're watching this, thanks for joining. I really appreciate it. Remember, I'm going to keep this one more concise, maybe an hour. As you can see by the way I'm dressed, I'm not exactly sitting down in my house for the rest of today. Let's put it like that. So if you're in Nigeria, you're going to turn up Enjoy yourself. Wherever you are in the world, enjoy yourself. Christmas is coming. 3 days to Christmas. Hope everybody's well. I mean, we got to start with all the first games. I mean, today was a blockbuster AFCON day, must be said. Like, everything was fantastic. I think we really saw exactly why we love AFCON in terms of the tournament. There's no minnows on the tournament anymore. Underrate any team at your peril. You know, yes, I was giving my predictions assuming that things would just be easy. Mali would just wipe Zambia. And to be fair, Zambia were rubbish, it must be said, before today. You know, I thought Egypt would just run past Zimbabwe. I think I said 3-0. But I needed one day to just course correct because we all know, guys, AFCON is not the tournament for these lazy predictions or just assuming that the better team is going to just do better than the opponents. You know, AFCON does not work that way. By the way, guys, sorry if it's shaky. Can you still hear me and see me? I just want to make sure everything's Gucci. Any comment, any like, thumbs up from anyone watching, just let me know that it's all good on your end. And I will be sure to just keep going without tweaking anything. But Mali played Zambia at 1 o'clock today, or was it 2 o'clock? No. We had a game at 9, we had a game at 6, and we had a game at 3. So at 3 o'clock, I thought Mali would, you know, just stroll to an easy win over Zambia. That was not the case, as we all know. The game ended up being 1-1. You have to say that there's a part of me that thinks Mali is like the Tottenham of African football, if you know what I mean. Like, when it's not the time of like the Seydou Keitas, Frederick Kanoutés, there's always something about Mali underperforming based on the talent they have. You know, there's times where we think, oh, Mali will finally make a World Cup or they'll rise. But they just remind you that, man, we're just not ready and cut out for this. Like, now, one thing to caveat is Mali were the better team in this game. Let's be honest. Like, it was a whitewash. They should have won the match. But when your pedigree is what it is sometimes, bad things just happen to your team. So, of course, the game ended 1-1. We all know how that went. Bagsman, what's his name? Was it? No, it was Sinayoko, who scored for the Malians as expected. I think I mentioned his name in the preview anyway. So we knew that he was always going to be someone that would, you know, show up big for his country. He did put the Malians 1-0 up in the 61st minute. It must be said that Mali did miss a penalty in the first half, which was really, it was not a poor penalty, to be fair. The goalkeeper for Zambia, Mwanza, just made a really good save. And I heard them say that, you remember that legendary Zambian goalkeeper that they won AFCON in 2012? Apparently, he's now the Zambian goalkeeping coach. So, you know, he put some inspiration into the young buck, and the young buck, you know, had probably one of the games of his life, to be honest. Because when you look at the stats, I mean, Mali had 13 shots and 5 shots on target, while the Zambians had 4 shots and 2 on target. Possession-wise, it was much more equal than you'd have expected, 53% to 47%. But it must be said that the Malians did have the better of the game for sure. But the most important thing in football is the final score. Who puts the ball inside the net? You know, when you look at the coaches, even Thomas Seinfeld, the Malian manager, this is the biggest country is managed in Africa. You know, it was in Gambia before, but in terms of talent pool, it will be quite interesting to see how he's able to translate that into the team. You know, I mean, when you look at the Malians who played this game, they played all their 3 bagsmen, can we call them that? Sinayoko, we know he already scored 2 goals in the last AFCON. He was always going to be one of the players that will potentially score a goal in this game. So that's not a surprise. Kamaru Doumbia, who's, I think his record is like 16 goals in 29 games or something ridiculous, was always going to play. El Bilal Traore, is he still at Atalanta? I remember there was time Atalanta signed him, but he's one of those players that, like, almost like Lassina Traore of Burkina Faso. A lot of hype, but for some reason, it's just never really worked out for them in terms of club football. But I like that they just played all their 3 guys and said, you know what, all of you play. I'm not going to stand here and tell you that I recognize a lot of their midfielders. It's interesting that Amadou Haidara was put on the bench. You know, we didn't even see Yves Bissouma get on the pitch, if he's even in the squad. I'm sure Yves Bissouma is in the squad, but what happened to Yves Bissouma? Interesting. You know, so quite an interesting one. And when you look at the Zambians, look, they're always going to, you know, focus on their firepower, their attackers. Patsandaka and Fashion Sakala. When you're a team like Zambia, you need to use your strengths to your advantage. And boy, did Patsandaga use his strengths to his advantage in that stoppage time equalizer. I mean, like I always say, AFCON is gonna AFCON. I mean, just a fantastic game. 15th minute, the penalty was saved. We saw Sinayoko score the scrappy goal, but look, they all count either way. You know, in the 74th minute, Chanda, the defender, also also had a great chance in the box, which was well saved by the Mali goalkeeper. And of course, we then saw Patson Daka score the 91st minute equalizer, which was very dramatic. But the Malians will have to be kicking themselves, because when you look at what's to come, I mean, Comoros were very defensively solid and compact when they played against the Moroccans, and then they have to play Morocco as well. That's gonna be like, come on, you know. It's just a crazy thought to even have, you know. But they will still try and fancy themselves against Comoros. But I feel bad for them. Their next game is Morocco. It's Morocco. Hey, see wala. Anyway, interesting times. But if you're Zambia, you pat yourselves on the back. You go a draw against a team that you don't expect to get a point against, and you go on and play Comoros. And with your firepower, you still expect to still try and win that game. But like we've said, AFCON is gonna what? AFCON. I must confess, just to be fully transparent, I was not able to watch this whole game. You know, I was having to run errands and watch the highlights when I could here and there. But yet again, more superstars coming to the fore. So that Zambian goalkeeper now, Mwanza, all of a sudden we know who he is. I'm seeing some people even writing in the comments, Kennedy Mwene, yeah, that's his, oh, Mwene, that's the old goalkeeper, right? The old one, yeah? Just quickly go to the comments before I get to the South Africa game. Sorry about the signal. I think it's slightly better now. More superstars stepping out their countries. MH said, this is what we want to see. Exactly, this is what we want to see. Thanks, FM Sings Beyond the First Page, always supporting and confirming that the stream is fine. Young Afro 681 says, I don't see Egypt as one of the favorites. Remember the #1 golden rule about AFCON. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. Remember how the last 2 AFCON winners started their tournaments. So my brother, I would say let's just see how it goes. Even 2019 when we came third, do you remember when we were losing to Madagascar and beating our first 2 opponents 1-0, 1-0? I would say take the opening game of a tournament with a pinch of salt. There is a lot of ball to be played, if I'm being honest. So let's see. And crucially, when we get to Egypt's time, you still have what I call difference makers. I think in Morocco, we're going to see a lot of difference makers deliver for their countries. And you must say that if you're Egyptian right now, you're very happy with the win, but you're also very happy with the players who stepped up to score the goals for you in this game. It must be said. So fantastic showing in general. Mali always disappointed. Right-footed left-back said, exactly. Let's see what's happening. H said, Bissouma is quite fresh off surgery. He hasn't played all season. Okay, that makes a lot of sense, because I didn't even see him listed as one of the substitutes. So that adds up. But anyway, that's it for the first game of the day. As if that was not enough, in my opinion, we then had the game of the day for me. South Africa versus Angola. Like, this is why you always have to watch AFCON. You have one country that will be thinking they're better than what they are. You have one country that's thinking, no, now we're going to be the giants of this. When we play this opponent, because we came third in last AFCON, we're going to be amazing. We've qualified for the World Cup. We're going to beat the nonsense out of Angola. But Angola, they're thinking, look, we were in the quarterfinals of the last AFCON. Like, we're not, we pack a punch too. Yes, we struggled in World Cup qualifying, but we know small now. And that's exactly how I thought the game was. I mean, because of how many times we played South Africa, I feel like I knew their whole starting lineup, to be honest. Robert Williams, Bakazi, of course, now Chicago Fire. Mudau, the 20-year-old with his, I always see him memorize his distinct head shape. Modiba, the left back, obviously Nkota and Apolis, the wingers. Mokwena in the middle with Sitole. Mbule playing up top with Foster. As for the Angolans, obviously Nzola and Bala playing at Pizza played in the game, and I must say that goal that Angola scored, the midfielder show. Obviously they had Gelson Dala and also Freddie, so a lot of players who played the last AFCON are still alive. I mean, when I say alive, they're still present in the Angolan squad for this tournament. Obviously, Mabululu, because you guys reminded me yesterday, came off the bench, so it's good to see a lot of familiar faces for both countries. I thought South Africa were pretty good in this game, but this was a very, very evenly matched game, it must be said. You know, even when you look at the stats, yes, South Africa edged them on possession 58-42, but when you look at even the number of shots, 10 for South Africa, 8 for Angola, 4 shots on target for the South Africans, 3 shots on target for the Angolans. It was one of those games that if it ended 1-1, everybody would have said probably a fair result. But that's why you also need, like I said, game changers. And I must say that Lau Foster surprised me because I think he has one of the most shocking records as a striker that's possible. You know, I was even in the process of clowning him for that miss before he did the needful. So shout out to Lau Foster for today and for how well he played for the South Africans. In terms of just general gameplay, I remember a great chance for the Angolas in the 15th minute. Ronald Williams was able to make a really, really good save. We then saw Apolis score in the 21st minute to make it 1-0. I thought that was an excellent finish. The composure in the box, the way he took the ball on and just was composed, took 2 touches and just smacked the ball straight into the bottom left corner. I thought that was a confident finish. That was a player playing like he knows he's going to the World Cup, it must be said. You know, really, really good to see him. Very, very good finish from Apolis for Bafana. One thing I must say though is I think there's some delusion happening in South Africa. Did you guys watch the game and you hear the commentator say he's not sure which rivalry is bigger between Nigeria and Ghana and Nigeria and South Africa? Please tell me you heard that blasphemy. Like South Africa, I know say you guys want to do music, amapiano or Afrobeats, or now that you people are getting bigger, but make no mistake, when it comes to football, we're not rivals. How can you disrespect Ghana like that? We will back Ghana all the time. Ghana are our brothers. Do not be deceived. Because we clown ourselves and we're declining us that we're not in the World Cup and clown them not in AFCON. That's our 5 and 6, England and Scotland, Ghana. Shout out to Ghana. We'll even call Cameroon first. You know how many games Nigeria played against Cameroon? Neighbors. Do you know how many finals we've played against Cameroon? For one South African commentator to say he's not sure which rivalry is bigger. Come on, do your history now. Is it because last year AFCONs we keep beating you? We beat you in 2019 quarter-final. We beat you in 2023 semi-final. We're now in the same AFCON group. Yes, we're playing you a lot, but please don't disrespect Ghana and Cameroon like that too. That was very, very, very insulting to our actual neighbors. Yes, you could say it's a body rivalry. I'm not sure I'll call it that if one team has won the majority of the games. Even in Nigeria, they're calling rivalry. The irony of this is they still have not beaten us since that AFCON qualifier in 2017. So please, I just need to call that out, man. That thing was really, really doing my spirit. Ghana, our brothers and sisters. You say I'm not sure which rivalry is bigger because of small World Cup qualifying group. It's not Ghana that knocked us out of the last World Cup. Don't disrespect Ghana and Cameroon like that again, no. That was a crazy thing to hear, man. Because you started playing AFCON and you won in 96 when Nigeria was banned for the tournament. Let's be guided though, South Africa, I love you guys. But that was really a serious blasphemy by your commentator. In fact, he showed his lack of ball knowledge, I have to say. So I'm glad to hear the people agree with me. Right-footed left back said, yes, I heard that. It was ridiculous. I thought my brain was spinning when I heard it. Adeola 66 says, yes, I heard with it. We are not rivals with SA. It's Ghana now. Hey, now Ghana, Cameroon. I still underscore GI, he said, yes, it's a South African bias commentator. I was like, brother, get your facts right, please. Like, don't just be coming here and saying anything. No. On a whole big AFCON broadcast all over the world, even in England, they're hearing him saying such a travesty. H said Ghana, Nigeria is by far bigger. Exactly now. Even as a South African, that was crazy. Thank you, my bro. Like, no offense. Like, I even like Nigeria playing South Africa. I love your kids, by the way. I love South Africa's kids all the time. But that was what made me know that is it like there's some kind of delusion in South Africa about how often we think about them. Because let's be honest, Nigeria, we think about ourselves first all the time. Like, there's too many of us in Nigeria for us to be worrying about other people. You know, then we'll think of Ghana first now. But I don't know if it's like all this like spilling out of football thing that's causing this thing with Afrobeat and Mapiano that everybody's going to overthink their places. So Nigerians, we love ourselves the most. We think of ourselves first, not any other country. We don't want to be anybody else. But Ghana, we love them, even though they will still collect. But please don't disrespect the Black Stars. Don't disrespect the Black Stars. I don't like that at all, man. I didn't like that. Kule Arishe, thanks so much for joining again. He says South Africa can rival Nigeria in anything that looks like football. Ghana, we're ahead. Exactly. Like, don't be deceived because South Africa are going to play in their 4th ever World Cup that we are mates. Nigeria, Ghana, 6 World Cup appearances for Nigeria, 3 knockout stage appearances, 20 AFCON appearances, 16 times medaling. Do you know what it means for you to go to AFCON and get medals 80% of the time? South Africa with 1 gold and 1 bronze. What did they finish in 2000 when we beat them in semi-final? Say they were rivals. Bah now. Be guided, be guided, be guided, be guided, be guided, man. Maybe we need to do history lesson for some South Africans because the disrespect is getting too much, man. I didn't like that at all. Adeola said, me that I'm still dragging Ghana people. I don't know why I say he's putting themselves in conversation. For commentator to open his mouth. I will lie, it was really something. At Segodi, Ramed said you have Tanzania to deal with. Look, it's AFCON. Today I showed us don't disrespect any opponents. So we will face the Zambians at the right time, you know. No problem. We look forward to it. But please, no blasphemy from our South African brothers. It's all love, but let's not do that. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Other comments quickly. LV says, Olu, my guy, what's good? Let's link up for AFCON. Are you in the country? Are you in Morocco? Let me know, my brother. As Samuels Ijibomi says, yes, so it is GH, not South Africa. Thank you. Thank you, Segodi. So, Segodi, since you're saying that, go and tell your commentators. I'm sure you people have your Kusafa people to face. Maybe Zimbabwe are probably your biggest rivals, but I think you need a few more AFCON trophies before you can now say, you know, Nigeria. Yes, it's a budding, maybe budding was one lower than rivalry. Competitive fixture, maybe. Even though we have not lost, but we know small now. Let's stop that one. Let's stop that one. Let's stop that one. And still, G said they're letting the internet war deceive them. Exactly. Maybe it's the internet. It's too much time on the internet. I even met one lovely South African in Nigeria last year, man. The way he loves Nigerians, man. You not believe things you see online. I'll let everyone come to Nigeria, man. See what it's like. It's always love anyway. Black Panther said, either way, it's becoming hard to hate watch. By the way, I'm not hate watching South Africa. I actually like them, and I'm very glad that they won the game. I just wanted to call out the commentator for saying that thing because it was really doing my head. So shout out to everyone else for the comments. That's exactly, still G. We're too busy with ourselves, NFF, to see Bafana. Exactly. We'll worry about ourselves, you know. But shout out South Africa, man. I thought you guys played with confidence today, and it's exactly what we would have expected from your team, you know. Everybody has gotten that respect about how AFCON can go. You know, we've seen that, you know what, no game is just in a short victory. And I think after the Moroccans, even the Morocco's 2-0 yesterday, remember, it's until Brahim Diaz broke open the game after 10 minutes that things really began to catch life for Morocco. But I think today was a good reminder for all of us that, like I say, AFCON is gonna AFCON. AFCON is gonna AFCON. Atwamo Petty said, Bafana will make you jumpy, brother. My brother, you still have not beaten us. I don't get this thing. Like, yes, you went to the World Cup, but do you know your history versus Nigeria? Like, I keep watching, like, don't get too excited. I love how much you love your national team. But if you keep doing your job based on the way you're playing, we will see you in... We'll see you probably in the semi-finals if you could somehow beat Morocco. But just to remind you, South Africa, in your entire history, you have beaten Nigeria twice. One time in an international friendly in the 17th of November, and one time on the 10th of June, 8.5 years ago. And I remember that game because we were so shocked. South Africa, you dey steady collect from us. Don't forget, you dey steady collect. Even this World Cup draws 1-1, 1-1. You guys were so happy with the 1-1, let's not lie. So just humble yourselves, but I like you people. We're not here to be faking. We're not rivals again. We're going to watch you in the World Cup. Good for you, you know. And just to talk about your team's performance, let me just go through my previews. 28th minutes, oh my God. That was when the first real chance from Angola came. You know, great save from Ron Williams. I think he's definitely someone that gives you guys a lot of confidence in the back. And in the 35th minute, I won't lie to you, the first that came out of my head was, AFCON, we are so back. Do you see the quality of the goals we saw in this tournament? See Daka's goal earlier today. Look at Okabi yesterday. And then Angola, Freddie whips in the free kick. This guy, what? He literally flicks it with the outside of his right boot into the bottom left corner of the net. In the only angle he could have scored the goal. I said, AFCON, we are so back, man. Like, I didn't even know what the player's name. Then I saw his name was Show. I said, wow. That was a fantastic finish, must be said. And of course, I think it was the right scoreline in the first half. Second half, all of a sudden, to be fair to South Africa, I thought the Moremi goal was fantastic. You know, the turn and the finish with his left foot after a great run. It's just a shame that VAR disallowed the goal. Also, when I saw Moremi, my Nigerians, I'm pretty sure there's Moremi Hall, like it's a Yoruba name too. So it was really like messing with my brain. But he had a very good game, it must be said. So shout out to him. And then all of a sudden, the South Africans hit the post with the shot from outside the box. And then South Africans, I'm keen to know what you guys think about your team today, yeah? In the 76 minutes, I was like, this Lau Foster has done Lau Foster behavior again. I always tell you, these strikers that have goal-scoring records that are so disastrous, they really grind my gears. Do you guys see that chance when it was 1-1? And then they laid the ball off at the edge of the box for Lau Foster. And this brother decided that he was just going to sky the ball wide. Mind you, this is a striker with 29 goals in his career in 183 club appearances. And 9 goals in 25 games for Bafana Bafana. So I was literally like, immediately he missed the chance. I went up and I went, it's Lau Foster, right? And then literally 2 minutes later, it made me eat my words. I was like, wait, who just scored that crazy goal with the R2 tap like it's FIFA? And then I looked at my friend and we go, it's Lau Foster, right? And I had to chew my words. It was like when Aroko Dare scored that header against Arsenal, I was taking the piss out of him. And immediately after I took the piss, he scored. So maybe I need to stop taking the piss out of not prolific strikers, because there's something that's happening here that needs to stop happening, I'm telling you. Like, what a finish from Lau Foster. Where did he have that in his locker? Guys, did you even know Lau Foster was capable of doing that? Like, honestly, I was very surprised. But my word, what a finish. And that is how you do what? You build your country out. That's what I'm saying. Game changers, finishers. Who are the players that over this tournament will be able to build their countries out when things are looking shaky? Are you going to be able to rise? Patson Daka literally snatched the point for Zambia earlier today. Lau Foster said, South Africa, Bafana, I know you guys are excited. This is the first in ages we're going to an AFCON thinking we can win. I'm not letting you down. We must go home with these 3 points. And I thought that was an excellent win for you guys. I did predict you get 6 points in the group, to be fair. Although your Zimbabwe game may be tricky because you guys are rivals. But I think if you're a South African, you're feeling very good about the way this game ended. Obviously, Mabululu had a header in the 88th minute, but I thought South Africa did a good job of seeing the game out. And all of a sudden, South Africa got their first win, and they must be feeling very confident going into their next game, which will be against... Do they go and play Egypt next? Egypt of... Hey! We will be there. Egypt versus South Africa, 4 p.m. on Friday. We will be there. I think I've got a wedding, but I'll find a way to sneak that one and watch. So looking forward to that. So I hope I have some comments from South Africans. I love their confidence. Country with one trophy in their history when Nigeria did not play because they banned us and we were champions. Our dictator withdrew us from the competition. Very confident people. That same year we won Atlanta 96. So anyway, that's what you do for your little brothers. You give them one trophy, let them hold it, just to hold body. What else did we say? FM Singh says, someone on Twitter said, Foster is better than Osimhen. Lord, they get banter, Sha. They did well, Sha. Black Panther is the greatest movie. Said today's games have been fire, end-to-end stuff from all the games. Exactly. I'd say Godi Ramet say, I'm sure you're South African, my boy. He goes, history will not save you this time. Better face your front first, because before you meet Nigeria, you may be out to. Better face your fronts. LV-ER6EG, thanks for always commenting and joining. He said, good match. That goal from Angola was amazing. I know, right? And also Lau Foster's goal. Oh my days. Oh my, bro. I did not know Lau Foster had that in his locker. I'm not even going to lie to you. Exactly, at Taiwo Kunade, Moremi in Ile-Ife. I'm even from Oshu State, so to be honest, I should have known that. So I blame my parents for that one. FM Sings then goes, SA like to involve Nigeria in the conversations. We're your big brother. That's the honest truth, man. Once in a while, you let your young boys like feel good and, let some good things happen to them. So let them go and touch World Cup, eh? In fact, I even hope they do well, to be fair. Like, I have nothing against South Africa. Just respect your level on the totem pole. Okay, thanks. I've got some context from South Africans. Wamo Petty said we don't rate him high. We left Reyners at home. Can someone give me some more information on Reyners? Does Reyners play for Mamelodi or Orlando Pirates or Ikram Reyners? I didn't recognize that face. Mamelodi, yeah. Oh, yeah, he played in the Club World Cup. So who are the other strikers they called up in place of, since they did not call up this guy? To be fair though, his record, 5 goals in 18 games. I mean, La Foster's is not that much better. 9 goals in 25. But that's interesting to know anyway. But to be honest, Wamopedi, like, he's shown his workings about what he could do. And the fact that he even scored today means that maybe confidence-wise, he'll be looking to really, you know, press on the advantage and show South Africans that he could be a tournament talisman this time. So we continue to move. But from the outside and being a neutral, I really like the look of Apolis and Nkuta. I think you will get more goals from them than La Foster. Maybe it could be a fall for you guys. And of course, Mokoena, I like Mokoena. It's just a shame that he had to break the rules. But that's a player, man. That's a player. I'm not even going to lie to you. That guy can play football. Ball day leg, as they say in Nigeria. Shaka 123 West. Nigeria will. I will not use my mouth to say such a comment. Nigeria will win in the knockout stages. We will all be there. That's right. We will all be there. 4th AFCON. See you. At LV-ER6EG says, I think Zimbabwe will give SA headache from what I saw today. I think the good thing for South Africa is they get to play Zimbabwe last. So the fact that they get to play Egypt next, look, they could. You would even fancy South Africa getting a draw or even beating Egypt, based on the way we've seen these teams play, to be honest. So South Africa are relaxed going to the next game. If they get a draw, fine. Once they get 4 points, they know they've already qualified. So they can even afford to draw against Zimbabwe and finish second. But as long as they draw against Egypt, they'll even fancy their chances of topping the group. So to be fair, South Africa, I don't think they have to worry too much about that rivalry with the Zimbabweans. Wamopedi says Zimbabwe cannot even pass the ball. Hey, these are your rivals. These are Nigeria. We talk about Ghana and Cameroon, especially Ghana. Hey, South Africa, Zimbabwe. These are your people. These are your rivals. So you see the way Wamopedi said they can't even pass the ball. Meanwhile, look at the great goals Zimbabwe scored in the game. That's how you know they're real rivals. That is hating from the heart. Adeola said SA played us on a bad pitch and they think they have arrived. Thank you. Because of them, all I know is not at this AFCON. Let me tell you, South Africa, your karma is still coming for that pitch you carried us to. In the whole of South Africa, that's the pitch you carried us to go and play. Don't worry now. We'll be there. Since we're in Morocco, all the pitches are good, so there'll be no excuse. We will be there. Don't worry. We'll be there. We will be there. Comment. Shaka 123 says South Africa. Oh, clear. All this one here, without facts. Please come back with facts. Taiwo said, as Percy Tau retired or frozen out SA team, I think his time has come and gone. Correct me if I'm wrong, South Africans. Black Panther's great movie said he had a health scare, so maybe that's the reason Reynolds isn't there. But that Raleigh kid is who I want to see. Is the Raleigh guy Mofokeng? I've heard the South Africans mention his name so often. In fact, I've heard Mofokeng's name so much that I even considered watching a PSL game one time from London, but I'm like, I have enough things to watch. Like, someone let me know about when it's the big days. But I know they love this guy, Mofokeng. Is he at the AFCON? Oh wow, 20 goals, 106 appearances, and he's only 21 years old. 5'5". He's like my height. Wow, he must be like one hell of a trickster. Fair. Well, only 1 goal for South Africa. But South Africa, is Mofokeng someone you'd like to see play? Did he play in the game today? Did he come off the bench? So yeah, anyway, that was the second game. As if that was not enough food and enjoyment for the day. What do we now see in the third game, my people? Egypt, Zimbabwe. This is what you call real AFCON hours, man. Real AFCON hours. Because everybody and their dad thought Egypt is in North Africa, first game of the tournament, Mamouche, Salah. By the way, Trezeguet is still starting for Egypt. Egypt needs some fresh talent, man. Even Mamouche is like already 26 or 27. Like, Egypt, what's happening to your talent factory? What are Morocco doing that you're not doing? Like, it feels like last chance salute. Like, Zizou's still there. I'm looking at their team, like, all the guys who've been playing for Egypt the last 2, 3, 4 years, in fact, almost 10 years are still there, except Oneni. So what happened there, man? You know, that's so interesting to see. But I must say that the Zimbabweans impressed me, especially in that first half. One thing you can equalize in AFCON is physical strength and physicality and the desire. You're playing for your country, you're playing for your nation. what a lot of us take for granted, including Nigerians and even South Africans. The vast majority of countries in Africa have never been to the World Cup. What we would consider disappointment as Nigerians is like the greatest pinnacle for certain countries. So we forget that they play their all because like AFCON is literally like no offense to Zimbabwe. It could happen. Cape Verde made the World Cup, but the chances of Zimbabwe making the World Cup are slim to none. Mali cannot buy a World Cup ticket to save their lives. Zambia, it's not happening. Angola, they've been to the World Cup one time. So my point is, AFCON is the be-all and end-all for a lot of these countries, and you see in the way they play, you see in their performances all the time. So we must never take them for granted, you know? Sorry, give me 1 second, guys. Just a quick, I told you I'm trying to go out today. Okay, back to the program. So, I thought Egypt-Zimbabwe was the perfect explanation of why AFCON is so important. It's the most colorful tournament. It's where you see the big boys get slaughtered by proper Davids, and I felt so bad for the Zimbabweans, man. They were so close to getting the draw against the Egyptians. But how did the game go anyway? I mean, a lot of the usual suspects started for both teams. I mean, Zimbabwe are in our World Cup qualifier group as well. So I remember Dube. Obviously, I remember Chirewa the most because he scored the goal against us in that game against in Uyo when Chustekong made the mistake. This was an absolute domination by the Egyptians, must be said. It was also funny seeing Hossam Hassan on the bench. I started watching football in the year 2000, and I remember Hossam Hassan being like their legendary player. Like he was like... Before Abu Trika, it was Hossam Hassan, that kind of thing. Do you know that Egypt had 32 shots in this game? 32 shots. That is crazy. They had 11 shots on target. The Zimbabwean goalkeeper, Arubi, made 9 saves in this game. 9. I mean, Zimbabwe were not terrible. They still had 3 shots on target, 7 shots. But Egypt dominated. They had 80% of the possession. And honestly, it would have been a shame if they did not win the game. Like, watching the entire game, it was just chance after chance for Egypt. But a lot of those 32 shots, it must be said, for the Egyptians were really low XG shots. Once they saw an opening, they would just blast the ball up. Like, I've never seen such wayward shooting in my life. But first of all, did you see what happened in the 17th minute with Prince Dube? Oh my God, I thought I was watching Dennis Bergkamp in his prime. He took the ball on the spin with his left foot, set himself up, used his left foot again, and just cushioned it to the bottom corner. I stood up from my seat, like, did like this. I said, wow, what a finish. Like, you can see the Egyptians were discombobulated. After that, they still had a few chances, but it was almost 2-0 for Zimbabwe. Remember the 24th minute? Who's number 14 for Zimbabwe? He had a great game as well. I was saw them clapping off. Sendami, oh my God, he played well. He played so well today for Zimbabwe. Like, he took that shot, and then the goalkeeper professionally parried the ball. And the next thing you know, what's my guy? Dube was literally about to crash it in. And then the ball bounced and hit the Egyptian guy's handle. If it was UEFA Champions League, that would have been a penalty. So it could have been 2-0 very, very quickly. But Egypt, they did not lose their composure. Mamouche had a rocket in the 37th minute, which the goalkeeper made an excellent save. He was fantastic. I need to remember his name. Arubi. Wow. What a player. I mean, the second half, the Egyptians were just on the mission to get the equalizer. And what happened in 65th minute? Omar Mamouche said, look, I play for Man City. I've had a very, very great 2025. I'm going to show you guys, And what did you do? Actually, more great 2024, but a good enough 2025. What did he do? He just took the ball, ran by himself, one-man show, into the box from the left, cut inside. He said, I'm not passing to nobody. Blasted that ball into the roof of the net. Like, honestly, what a finish by Mamouche. And this is what I mean about your game changer players showing you that they're game changers. Your game changer players showing you that you're game changers. Omar Mamouche had to do what he had to do for his country. And it was amazing to see, honestly. What a finish. Now, after they got that goal, of course, Egypt were in the ascendancy and feeling themselves. This Zizou guy, the amount of chances I saw him have, 74th minute should have scored, he did not score. 76th minute, they shot straight at the goalkeeper. Just after that, Salah got played in behind with his left foot, and then he kicked the ball over the bar. I was just like, this is feeling like one of those AFCON games that's just not going to go your way. Adele, yeah, again, number 20, wayward short, 79th minute. 84th minute, Chirewa then had the ball. One chance for Zimbabwe. He saw his name in the lights. Chance to score in the AFCON. What did he do? Blasted the ball over the bar. Even in the 88th minute, what happened? Zizou still had a chance to score. But cometh the moment, cometh the hour, cometh the star player, Mohamed Salah. Look, no tournament has storylines like AFCON, man. We got to be honest with ourselves, man. Like, and the script writers like already like having a bit too much fun. Like, you know, like, let's just see what can happen, man. The ball, you can see Zimbabwe doing their best to try to clear this ball. The ball was bouncing in the air. It dropped. Who's the Zimbabwean defender? Was it number 15? Hadebe. He was holding on to Salah's shirt for dear life. He was doing his best. But Salah already used his body to like corner him. And he just needed that one shot with his left foot. Banged it straight to the bottom right corner of the goal and to the left of the goalkeeper. And yes, again, we had liftoff. Mohamed Salah has once again bailed out Egypt to score his 8th ever AFCON goal. And just like that, Egypt walked away with a 2-1 victory. It must be said that on the balance of play, they deserved it. But for you to score in the last minute, the Zimbabweans must have been so distraught. So Zimbabwe, dust yourselves off and go again. Your next game is against Angola. That will still be a 50-50 game, and it could go any way you expect, you know. But I thought that for today, we had a very, very, very impressive AFCON showing. All 3 games were given. We were eating good all day, guys. So fantastic to see. So guys, I've got a Q&A, guys. By the way, if you're watching this and you've enjoyed the content, I know there's 124 people watching right now. Please, 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 it would do me the world of good. It's the only way you could support me for free. It would be amazing if you could please like this video. If you're enjoying the content, please subscribe. You know, we aim to do this every single day. And of course, share this with anyone who you think is interested in football and just loves to hear good commentary on the sport that we all love on our continent. Also, please subscribe, please subscribe, please subscribe, please subscribe, and please subscribe. Thank you so much for all the love. Also, for a Q&A segment, I want to start. Let me know who was your African giant of the day. As I said yesterday in the normal podcast, I have what's called the Starboy of the Week. Starboy feels very Nigerian, Wizkid, you know, Starboy, even though the Weeknd stole it and tried to make it his thing, but we'll forgive the Canadian for that. But African giants is more inclusive, you know, it gives praise to all of Africa, but at the same time, we know who released the most well-known album titled African Giant. It was still the Nigerian, so that's something that we take pride in. So I thought it was a nice spin for AFCON to go with African Giant of the Day. So let me know in the comments who your African Giants of the Day were, based on performances in all the games. As for me, I think, first of all, in the first game, we've got Shah Sinayoko. You know, Sinayoko is someone who continues to put Mali on his back and scores crucial goals. It was his 3rd AFCON goal in his 2nd tournament. He literally, like, played what was only his 6th game in AFCON. So 3 goals in 6 games in AFCON. You cannot sniff at that at all. And then when we look at the Zambians, we have to give credit and say that one of the African giants of the day was the goalkeeper. He was fantastic. Mwanza, very, very good performance. Also, when you bail your country out in the last minute of the game, Patson Daka, you are also an African giant of the day. So you must take your props and your praise for. What a fantastic header by Daka, by the way. That's the Patson Daka I remember at Salzburg that they used to hype all the time. And we came to Leicester, we're thinking it's going to be a bagsman again, but it did not end that way. So honestly, just fantastic to see in all ways. In the next game between South Africa and Angola, I mean, here, the African giant of the day, we have to start with Lau Foster for me. I'm sorry, this is someone that doesn't have the best record, but even despite missing chances, he dusted himself off and scored a proper FIFA R2 finish into the top corner to win the game for his country. I thought that was pretty excellent. Also, number 23 for Angola, Show, he was fantastic. When you score a goal with that kind of technique, I think you deserve your props for that, for sure. And then in the final game, Zimbabwe's goalkeeper, Arubi, you are also an African giant of the day. I will go to the comments shortly. I've seen that people are saying that the goalkeepers are one of the best in the PSL, which is pretty... It makes sense when you watch how well he played, to be honest. He was fantastic, it must be said. So good on him and amazing to see on that performance. Also, Dube. Patrick Dubé, when you score a goal that good for your country, I'm sorry, you've got to be an African giant of the day against Egypt. And you were this close to getting a draw. But the final giant of the day, I can't give everybody that scores giant of the day, but Mohamed Salah. After all the hoopla and hullabaloo happening at Liverpool, he dusted himself off and said, you know what, I'm here to serve my country. I'm happy. It's so funny when you watch the coverage of AFCON from Europe. Oh, he's going to miss games. Nobody cares. We love AFCON. We want to watch AFCON. Even me and us now, let me not lie, that Everton match, I barely watched it. Once AFCON is on, that's my priority. That's the everything to me, to be honest. So that's amazing to see. So honestly, quite a few African giants of the day. Also, shout out to Apolis. I thought he was pretty good. And I just like his confidence. The player I really like. If there's a player that makes me watch the PSL, it will be Apolis. And is Apolis still in the PSL? I know Nkuta has gone to Saudi Arabia to get the bag, which I'm not mad at all. Few more comments from the community, of course. Percy Tau currently plays in Vietnam. Oh, wow. Damn. That's interesting. Are we still going on about this handball? South Africa arrest now. Don't you think if they disallowed to go, Nigeria would have tried to score again? I don't understand the logic some South Africans apply to football. Now what for you? Kamani. LVER6EG. I haven't turned off the Egypt game before they scored, bro. That Salah goal, I can't lie to you, as an Arsenal fan and a professional Liverpool hater, I was very happy for Salah, man. I won't lie to you. That was really, really good to see. Black Panther said, Group B is going to be interesting. That Zim keeper is also playing in his SA League. That's what I've heard. What club does he play for, by the way, guys? Wamo Petty, what club does he play for? The keeper is a close second to Williams in the PSL. I'm guessing Pirates or Kaiser Chiefs, if I was to assume. Samos Ichimomi said the 2 shots are a lot, but the goalkeeper of Zimbabwe was decent. He was really good, it must be said. Black Panther also said they've got Elvis Chipezeze. Is that another goalkeeper as well? Interesting. Yeah, he's number 1, so he must be a goalkeeper. Interesting. Fadlula Mustafa, thanks so much for joining, my guy. He says, my guy, I hope Nigeria doesn't disappoint us tomorrow. My brother, they've done enough against Congo. They better rise it tomorrow. They've been talking talk. I'm confident. If anybody's watching this right now and you have not watched the preview for the Nigeria-Tanzania game, quick shameless plug, please go and watch my preview of the Nigeria vs Tanzania game. We went into a lot of detail. Apologies for the oversight of saying Wole Odegbami. This is my problem about our records not being taken correctly. I knew Shego Odegbami was in the tournament and scored the winning goal in the final. But go and check the websites, 11 vs 11. They said Wole Odegbami scored when Nigeria played Tanzania. If we were a country like England that had the videos and the archives for people like us to watch and the documentaries to watch, maybe I wouldn't be making the mistakes. So apologies to all the Egbos that are correcting me about what happened in 1980. I was at least 13 years away from being born, so apologies about that. So Fadula, trust me, feel good. I think we'll do the job in that one, so no need to sweat on there. Adama Ogu said he liked. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Algorithm, as culture comes to say. Kule Arisha said, my African giant of the day is Omar Mamouche. I can agree with that take when you think about the fact that, you know, they were 0-0 down and, you know, they were literally desperate for someone to rise up for them. And we know how this game could have gone if it remained 1-0 to Zimbabwe for much longer. So I like that take. Elias also said, fun fact, Zimbabwe's goalkeeper, Washington Arubi, has been playing for Zimbabwe since 2005. Wait, that guy that saved all those chances is 40 years old. Wow. We must clap for him very well. As Temonic said, Mr. Olubaba, how's the 30 December Diguna? I'm leaving here to go to Obi's house right now. Right now. But I have to come and serve the people and do the live streams. But from here, you can see I'm not wearing any jersey. I have to go and hear Ashake. Money Constance. Samuels Ijibobi says Mo is the African giant for all the games today. Yeah, I guess you could say there's some Egyptian bias in there, but if I could pick one, I like the La Foster goal, man. I know it's ironic considering how much I've canned him as a striker. But that was a fantastic finish, man, it must be said. That was really, really, really fantastic. So shout out to all the teams that played today. Any interesting things to note in the world of football regarding African countries? If you are Nigerian and you're a Super Eagles jersey collector and you do not mind opening your pockets to buy jerseys for the Super Eagles, Nike have re-released the Atlanta 96 winning Olympic jersey. A goal released earlier today. It has dropped live and direct. on the Nike. Go on Nike.com right now. Even the tracksuit jacket has been released as well. Don't worry, by God's grace, one day we'll get to the place where Nike will send us free package. But for now, I think it's my duty as a Nigerian running Nigeria Football Weekly to have the jerseys that the Nigerian national team produced for us. So really amazing to see, and I bought that thing quickly. Also, check out the Wilfred Ndidi and Eric Shaw press conference that they did earlier today ahead of the game against Tanzania. Ndidi's talking tough. He said there's no pressure, even though I'd rather I said, look, pressure makes diamonds, we're ready, but I think the team seemed focused. But what I like about Ndidi being our captain is they cannot use too much grammar to fool us again. AFCON will always come and tell us we're prepared. They've drawn a match, we're fully prepared. The team is ready to prosecute the games. But they will not go and draw or lose. At least Ndidi cannot blow too much grammar. You can see he's trying. But let's just say that he's not as charismatic of a talker as AFCON. So we will have to focus on the workings on the pitch. No be cho. We will examine how you perform on that pitch. I do think it will be a it could be a tight game. The Tanzania coach was being very respectful to Nigeria, but if I'm being honest, AFCON may still AFCON. But the key is some big teams do not fall for the AFCON trap, and I'm hoping Nigeria do not fall for the trap tomorrow. Simple and plain and simple. Now, fixtures for tomorrow. Before I get into that, quick comments. Elias said he's 40 years old, plays for Maruna Gallants in the PSL. Wow, that is amazing. LV says Lau Foster's goal is contending for goal of the season. Well, it was a good goal, but maybe not fully. It's Dami said, Omo, it's fun to watch the AFCON from Australia, man. Thanks for your watch along. It's Dami, shout out to you. Fun fact, I lived in Australia for 1 year when I was in university. I did an exchange here in Brisbane, and I watched the 2014 World Cup out there. I used to go and sleep during the day to wake up at 2 a.m. to watch Super Eagles. That 2014 World Cup that we went to the round of 16 and lost to France. So shout out to you. I'm sure it's a crazy time over there right now. Maybe like 10 a.m. or 9 a.m. So shout out to you, it's Dami, and I hope you're able to join us and you subscribe to the channel. Stebonics like AFCON use English dabaru my head, brother. I'm telling you, the guy used grammar dabaru us, man. You're not making mistake. Can't tell us we apologize. We're still prepared. The team is confident. The team is looking forward to prosecuting the games. You not come and give us wala. Anyway, games for tomorrow, just to round up today. Please forgive me, guys. I don't know if I'll be able to take. I might be able to take one call, and that will be it. I hope someone is able to join me this time. I will drop the link into the chat literally in 5 minutes. But for tomorrow's games, first of all, we have to start with the Giants of Africa. The Super Eagles of Nigeria. We kick off our AFCON tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. like I said, against the Taifa Stars of Tanzania. Thanks for everybody who taught me that. 6:30 p.m. Nigeria time. Do the math based on your time difference wherever you are. Watch the preview. You will see my predictions and what I think. But just for a spoiler here, I think it's going to be 2-0 to Nigeria. Osime and Lukman will score the goals. Also, at 1:30 p.m., we will see DR Congo, who we're, of course, much more aware of now, kick off their AFCON tournament playing against Benin, who we're also very aware of from being in our World Cup group and being our neighbors. DR Congo finished fourth in the last AFCON, and they're on the verge of qualifying for the World Cup, so they must be feeling pretty good about themselves. I think Yohan Wissa is still going to be a miss, because who's going to score those goals? Mayele he gave us Gaga, but he didn't score. Is it going to be Bakambu? What do you think about the equalizer that they scored against us with? Indeed, he tried to trap the ball in the box. I'm still trying to see where Congo are going to score a lot of their goals without Wissa. But after we've watched this AFCON game today, I need to be careful with my predictions, though. I can see DR Congo just edging it, maybe 2-1. 2-1 over Benin, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's a 1-1 draw. Senegal play Botswana at 4 p.m. Let's not talk too much about this. Botswana, if I'm not mistaken, I think this is their AFCON debut. Is it their debut? AFCON record. I think it's their debut. Oh no, they've been there before. Forgive me. Have they? Yeah, 2012. Oh, it's their second ever AFCON. So yeah, we'll see them. It's literally their second time. So Senegal, just do not underrate your opponents and go and flog them. I expect Senegal to beat them 3-1 or no 3-0. Let's see what happens. Finally, we'll see the other teams in our group play at 9 p.m. Tunisia hosting Uganda. Mind you, Uganda did very well in World Cup qualifying. We must not underrate Uganda. They finished second in their World Cup qualifying group. I believe it was Ghana's group. So this is a team underrated at your peril. We already know about Tunisia's efficiency and how well they set up their team. They don't have the best players, but they're very, very well organized. They're like a well-oiled machine. Like a well-powered Honda Accord that does what it needs to do. Not quite Ferrari, but it will get you to where you need to get to. We saw them draw against Brazil just before the AFCON, last month. So underrated Tunisia as your peril. They're also playing North Africa, so they're feeling good about themselves, So I would still think that Tunisia could edge this one 1-0. But I will not be surprised if this ends up being 1-1, if I'm being brutally honest. But I think Tunisia's pedigree and being in North Africa should help them just about get this one over the line. So if anybody's going to join me quickly for 5 minutes, that would be amazing while I go through the comments before we end. Guys, I don't want to beg, but this is my second live chat. No super chats. Wow. Anyway, to be fair, everywhere is hard. Let's not be asking people for money. But please, if you feel in your heart you want to support, and it's a way to just give back to us for our content, you're helping support the channel. We're trying to manage ourselves and continue to build this community. But I really appreciate everybody joining. Someone said Big is going to be at DJ. I thought he'll be there. I think he'll be there too. So let's go here. Yeah. Stepmonic said 3-0 by Osimhen, Lookman, and Chukwueze. That would be fantastic. If we score 4, it'll be Ejuke. I would love that. Also, all Nigerians, join me for the live watch along. I know that's the one Nigerians love the most. You guys have gotten me 30,000 views in the last 2 live watch alongs of Nigerian games. Yes, I know it's the World Cup, but get back to loving the national team. And I want to thank you guys so much for the way you support me. At least that one day, we will give you like 10 super chats here a day if Nigeria win. That's what really brings out the joy in Nigerians, to be fair. So join me for that live watch along, 6:30 p.m. tomorrow. I'm going to move the setup to the living room. We're going to watch the game with the people and enjoy everything. Final thoughts from the people. Talk about Dada says the Angola's goal should be contested for goal of the tournament than the South African one. Let's just say they were both goals, but I think the technique of the Angola goal was better for sure. It's Dami said Congo will draw. It's possible. Senegal win, I expect that. Nigeria win 3-0, amen. Tunisia wins 1-0. Similar to my predictions, to be fair. Right-footed left-back said no, is that the goalkeeper? Young Afro said the 96 Olympic Nigeria jersey is sold out. It is £85 or more. It's sold out. I won't lie, immediately I saw the announcement, I ran to go and buy it because I knew it would sell out. I knew it would sell out immediately. LV, I love that statement. God will bless me to bless you. Amen. Thanks, guys, for all the support. To Alex Nelson, thanks for your comment. Thanks for always supporting. Said Nigeria 3, Tunisia 0, Eagles all the way. Fantastic. I don't think we're having any guests so far, and I want this to Wizkid and Ashake. But I know tomorrow, after Nigeria play, the people will be back. Thank you so much for all the support. I appreciate everybody. This is a community I love and I really appreciate. And it's helping me to also work while I'm in Nigeria. We're not just here for Jai. And I'll see you guys in Morocco soon. But remember, tomorrow, if you've not yet watched the preview, go and watch the preview episode. And after that, join us for the live watch along tomorrow for the game against Tanzania. And of course, we'll be doing the hot takes and a live stream. I want to hear all your takes. I'll of course do the review for the Nigeria game. Thanks so much for joining the stream. We've just about made it to under an hour. I know we could easily do more, but we go again tomorrow, guys. Thanks again for all the comments. Just to read the final comment from Oluwadara Sumomi. Tunisia beat South Africa Super Eagles in 2 seconds ago. Yes, we remember that game. That's why we owe them revenge. Uganda is no pushover. I just spoke about that for sure. Tanzania is over expecting us and playing mind games. Like I said, we know the game will be tough. We've still seen Tanzania have some good moments and they'll be feeling confident about themselves. But look out for tomorrow. Super Eagles kick off our AFCON tournament. Let's get it, guys. Super Eagles no go carry last, and I'm looking forward to hopefully a fantastic opening game by the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Join me tomorrow. Go and watch preview if you haven't, and I'll see you on the next episode of the live AFCON Daily Show tomorrow. See you tomorrow, guys, and enjoy the football. Teacher Dan says Chile should not focus much on Osimhen. Play all the strikers. Look, Osimhen is our star player. Osimhen is going to score tomorrow. God bless. See you tomorrow, guys. Much love and enjoy all the football. Peace out.